Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. And today, we're diving deep into a topic that might not be grabbing national headlines just yet, but could end up being one of the most important stories of the offseason for the Detroit Lions. With training camp now looming just over 2 months away, there's a growing buzz and growing concern around one major question. Is Detroit really done adding to its pass rush? Or are they quietly preparing for one more key move that could change the complexion of this defense? On paper, it seems like the Lions made their big moves already. They went into the draft and selected edge rusher Ahmed Hassanein in the 6th round, a fascinating pick not just because of his background as a rare Egyptian NFL prospect, but because of the raw athleticism and untapped potential he brings. But let's keep it real here. 6th-round picks aren't supposed to be the saviors. They're long shots, developmental players, products. And if the Lions are truly counting on Hassanein to be a major contributor right away, that might say more about the lack of depth on the roster than anything else. Now, the team did make a veteran move by bringing in Marcus Davenport. And on the surface, that looks like a solid pairing. Davenport opposite Aiden Hutchinson, with a young rookie rotating in behind them. It sounds good. But dig a little deeper, and things start to get a bit murky. Because while Davenport absolutely has the talent, there's no questioning that he has yet to put together a full, healthy, consistent season. Last year with the Vikings, he played in only 4 games. 4. And for a team trying to make a deep playoff run, relying heavily on a player with that kind of injury history is a huge gamble. That's what makes this moment so fascinating. The Lions are at a crossroads. They've got one of the most dynamic young pass rushers in the league in Hutchinson. They've got a defensive coordinator in Aaron Glenn who isn't afraid to get aggressive and creative. They've got a front office that has been incredibly savvy at finding value where others don't look. And yet, they still seem one piece short. One veteran edge short. One more guy who can step in, play 25 to 30 snaps a game, and give this team the kind of depth that separates playoff hopefuls from true contenders. And here's where it gets even more intriguing. There's no rush. There's no panic. That's because the free agent market, while thinner than it was in March, still has options. Legitimate options. Veteran pass rushers who have been there, done that, and are just waiting for the right team to make the call. And one of the most interesting names out there right now is Dawuane Smoot. Smoot might not be the kind of guy who gets fans rushing to buy jerseys. But every team that's made a deep playoff run will tell you, you need guys like this. Smart, disciplined, hardworking veterans who know their role and execute it every single time. Last year, he was part of the Buffalo Bills' defensive rotation, a team that came just a few plays short of reaching the Super Bowl. He only recorded 1.5 sacks in 2023, but numbers don't tell the full story. His value came in his consistency, his ability to hold the edge in the run game, his presence as a stabilizing force in a locker room full of stars. Go back a few years, and Smoot's production was much more noticeable. In 2021, he had 6 sacks as a rotational player in Jacksonville. That's not elite, but it's solid. It's the kind of production you want from your 3rd or 4th edge rusher. And paired with someone like Hutchinson, who demands double teams, a guy like Smoot could quietly rack up impact plays simply by winning one-on-one matchups. And here's where it really starts to make sense. Smoot wouldn't break the bank. He's not looking for a massive deal. This is the type of player you sign to a short-term, incentive-laden contract. Low risk, potentially high reward. In a year where the Lions are trying to walk the tightrope between making an aggressive title push and preserving long-term cap flexibility, this is exactly the kind of move that keeps you competitive in both the present and future. But Smoot isn't the only option. There's a short list of edge veterans still out there who could be plugged into Detroit's rotation tomorrow. Justin Houston, despite being 35, remains a sack threat and locker room leader. He had 9.5 sacks in 2022 and still looked disruptive on tape. Carl Lawson is another name to watch. Once seen as a breakout star with the Bengals, he's been derailed a bit by injuries, but the explosiveness is still there in flashes. Derek Barnett, while inconsistent, has starting experience and could be rejuvenated in a more limited role. And of course, there's Yannick Ngakoue, who has been one of the most consistent sack producers in the NFL over the past half-decade. Yes, there are concerns about his fit in run defense, but as a situational pass rusher, he can still bring the heat. So what's holding Detroit back? Why haven't they pulled the trigger on one of these guys? Some insiders believe Brad Holmes is playing the long game, waiting to see what June 1st cap casualties become available, waiting to see how the young players perform in OTAs, waiting for the right price. And it makes sense. This front office has been methodical, not impulsive. Every move has been calculated. But at a certain point, you have to ask, are they being too patient? The fan base is split. Some believe in the current group. They're excited about James Houston, who flashed big-time upside in 2022 with 6 sacks in just 7 games. Others are optimistic about a bounce-back year from Julian Okwara, who has shown flashes but struggled with consistency. And of course, there are those who think Davenport just needs a fresh start to put it all together. But here's the thing, hope is not a strategy. And when you're this close to serious contention, you don't leave key positions up to chance. Think about it. The Lions have rebuilt their secondary with the additions of Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, and Ennis Rakestraw Jr. The linebacker core looks stronger than it has in years. The interior D-line features Alla McNeil, DJ Reader, and Broderick Martin. The foundation is there. But the edge room, outside of Hutchinson, it's filled with question marks. Potential, yes, but question marks all the same. Could this mean that Brad Holmes is waiting until training camp injuries around the league create leverage? Could the Lions be planning to pounce when a surprise cut hits the market? Is it possible they're even working on a quiet trade behind the scenes, looking for a low-cost veteran in the final year of a deal? Fans are wondering if this could be the calm before the storm. The moment before one more calculated, under-the-radar move shifts the balance of power in the NFC. And now we throw it to you. What do you think the Lions should do? Should they sign someone like Smoot right now and add a steady hand to that defensive front? Should they roll the dice on a veteran with higher upside like Ngaku or Lawson? Or do you believe the answer is already in the building, with Houston, Davenport, and Hassanine ready to rise? As for me, I'm leaning toward one more move. One more piece. This roster is right on the edge, no pun intended, of something truly special. The offense is locked in. The secondary is rebuilt. The culture is undeniable. And now is not the time to hesitate. Bring in a veteran edge. Don't just hope the pieces fall into place. Make it happen. Be proactive. Because as we've seen time and time again in this league, championships are one of the margins. One extra sack. One extra third down stop. One extra player. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear it. Who's your pick to join Hutch on the edge? What would you do if you were in the front office? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got everything you need every day to stay locked in on the Detroit Lions. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, one pride.